Hey there, Ramon with you here, and in this video, we're going to work on getting you a really consistent serve. Let's get started. Now, if you already watched the first video in this series, then you already know about the stance, you know about the grip on the racket, and you know about the toss. But let's have a quick refresher on the actual swing path here, because ultimately that's what's going to be deciding if the ball goes where we want it to go, right? So we got these two lines here, drawn quite expertly, I might add, by these tennis balls. One's on a 45-degree angle, and one's on a perpendicular angle to the court. And what these two lines represent are the two paths that our arm is going to travel along to ultimately hit the ball. Now, ultimately, these are going to be blended into one smooth motion, but it helps, just as you learned, to have these two paths here. And so what we're going to do is, as we prepare to make contact, we're going to swing out on the 45-degree angle into the court, and then as we approach contact, we're going to pronate, or turn our hand outward to make contact with the ball, and then follow through out to the target. So as a little bonus tip here, what you want to do is stay sideways through the shot a little bit longer. You know, there's a tendency to want to open up and really start to turn early into the shot. And what that does is it loses power, and you end up really rotating a lot more just from your shoulder, as opposed to storing the energy that we're going to create in the coil, right? And then staying sideways through the shot a little bit longer will allow you to do that. So you want to stay sideways through this stroke. All right, now let's talk about the follow through, and just a couple of things about this follow through. One thing is, there's a tendency for a lot of players that I see that they say, okay, I make contact with the ball and then I'm supposed to follow through into my opposite side. And the thing is yes, ultimately we are going to follow through across our body, but it's not really something you do. What it is it's really a natural result of your body hitting the shot comfortably and loosely, and then ultimately continuing the rotation and letting your arm fall across the side of your body. So it's really staying relaxed and following the natural swing path that your body wants to take. And as you complete the rotation, your arm will fall to your opposite hitting side like that. So to practice this motion, just start in the trophy position like this and bounce the racket a few times back here. And what this does is it gives you a little momentum, and it starts to kind of simulate the racket drop that drives a lot of people crazy. So just bounce, bounce, toss, 1, 2, and nice easy follow through. We're just about ready to start going here, but before we do, let's talk about the backswing a little bit and how we're going to really bring this back full circle. And this is going to be a little bit oversimplified because there are a lot of factors that go into the backswing. Like if you're delaying the hitting arm a little bit more, we're going to keep it really simple here, okay? And we're just going to think about both of our arms moving like a pendulum, or some strange dance move that hasn't been put on any club yet. And we're going to think about these two arms moving together in unison. And as we're doing this, we're bringing your hitting arm up into that trophy position. So as you get a feel for this, now all we're going to do is add the toss into the motion. Okay, so we're going to coordinate our toss with our backswing. And this will really help you. I actually had a coach who used to say you could dance a waltz to the rhythm of this motion. All right, we're just about ready to put this thing all together here, but before we do, let me give you a little tip on creating serve power. And this is a very multi-layered topic here, but I'm going to give you one tip that I think is really going to help you here. And that is that there's two things that have to happen at once here. And what needs to happen is, as we're in the trophy pose that we talked about earlier, what we want to do is we want to, and you hear this all the time, you want to hear the racket drop into the hit. But that is a result of your hips and your legs firing and turning forward. So this is two motions that happen at once. What's going to happen is we're up here in the trophy pose, and as we rotate our hips forward, that's when the racket's going to drop and ultimately go into the hit. And this thing has to happen in one motion, okay? We're synchronizing this. The hips are turning and the racket face is going to flow into the hit. And that's going to begin to give us effortless power. Once you get a feel for this, you can try to hit some balls and focus on rotating your hips to initiate the racket drop as you swing. After you've hit a few of those, now we're going to put this whole thing together. Man, what a journey. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. You're going to start with your hands in front, do your toss and backswing, catch the ball, then toss it again and hit it. If you did all the other steps correctly, this should seem like no big deal. By the way, I totally recommend you videotaping yourself doing this, and hopefully what you see is yourself beginning to have a really good looking serve. And if any particular part is giving you trouble, you can then go back to that step in the progression and work that part out. And after you've done this, just take the catch out of the equation and hit your full serve. Realize the serve is probably the most complex shot in tennis, so this is going to take some time and practice, but like your favorite album, you can always come back to these steps, give them a listen, and work them. Over time, your serve will become more consistent, and we can get you that wild card into the next Grand Slam. Thanks so much for watching this video. I had a great time making it for you, as I enjoy making every video for you. Do me a favor, if you like this video, click the like button and just let me know in the comments what you'd like to see in the next video so I can make it for you and help you out. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's lesson. You know, as we talked about today, we've broken down the serve into a bunch of single components so that we can work on it and develop a serve that's very consistent. But ultimately, we want your serve to be very effortless, very fluid, and very smooth. So I put something together for you that I think you're really going to love, and it's called the best serve drill ever. And it's all about putting your serve in each of its components into one smooth, effortless motion, and that you can really practice anywhere. And you can have that for free just by clicking on the link in the upper left-hand corner or upper right-hand corner, I'm not sure which one it is, or by getting the link in the lower description box. So go ahead and click that, head on over to my website, get that for free, and I'll see you over there. Bye.